Hello, 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 and hello again. I am Indigo Sage and Awakened Soul. I do have a spiritually based website at unapologeticallysage.com. There you can find various topics on my spiritual awakening journey, and that's where we can share our experiences. Again, that is unapologeticallysage.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Let's get started. Hello, you all. I am so excited to bring you tonight's episode of Tarot Spills the Tea. All right. This one is focused on Dr. Heavenly Kimes. And what's the real reason Dr. Heavenly and Anila are chummy? We are going to dive into that. And did you know that Dr. Heavenly Kimes is an executive producer? All right. I do need to bring your attention right now to the fact that this reading is for entertainment purposes only, and every single word is alleged and not to be used as facts. Every time you see this red bar at the bottom, that means that statement I just made applies. Alleged and not to be used as facts. All right, now that the legal things are out of the way, let's go ahead and sage this out and let my tarot cards spill the tea. And yes, Dr. Heaven Lee is an executive producer. Okay, so one thing that I promised that I would do in my previous spills the tea readings was that when a card is in reverse, I will try my best to make time to show you in the upright, because I really do believe in imagery. Looking at the imagery tells a lot. All right, imagery says a lot. So guess what? Every single card for this reading was in the what? Reverse. Every single card was in the reverse except for one. All right. So this card was in reverse. I am showing it to you guys upright. And this represents the past, and as it relates to the decision that Dr. Heavenly made in being chummy with Anila, trying to be her friend, and like, what exactly is going on there? All right, I wanted to know. My inquiring mind wanted to know what exactly is going on there, like, because no offense against Anila, and really no offense against Dr. Heavenly. I like both of them. I really do. But in my mind, on a serious note, I can't see them being friends in real life. Now, we all know that reality TV has come a long way. The evolution, somebody should do a documentary, and maybe they have already, but an evolution of reality TV, because it's gotten so different. But even just the Housewives series, they used to start out as, and I know the same Housewives, so nobody needs to correct me up in the comments, but they used to be friends. It used to be like a friendship kind of a thing going on, and you could see it. And we've gotten so far from that. But not only have we gotten far from it, now they're strategizing and planning and organizing who they're gonna be friends with and stuff like that. And I covered all of that when I asked, is Dr. Simone making fake friendships for TV? That was in the reading right before this one. So check that out if you haven't already. But what's going on? So now, am I to believe that Dr. Heavenly really wants to be friends with Anila? And the thing about it is, they don't show it so much, their friendship, in these episodes that we've seen. And I don't know about tonight. I'm doing this today as of Sunday, June 13th. But and I think this is gonna I think this reading is gonna be released like right when the episode is released. So, like I said, I haven't watched the episode tonight. However, in Dr. Heavenly's commentary and her YouTube on her YouTube channel, she talks and speaks as though her and Anila are friends. Anila's been on there a couple of times, and I like Anila and I like Dr. Heavenly, like I said, but like separate, like you know, separately. And this is so funny. It's reminded me like on my plate when I was little, I didn't like any of my food to touch. And that's like the feeling that I'm feeling right now. I know that sounds crazy, and some of you may have children who are like that. I'm not. I'm a little more loose now. But it just reminds me, like, if they were both on my plate, I wouldn't want them to touch. It's like one's is greens and one's is mashed potatoes, and I don't want them to touch. And I know some of you, especially hearing the analogy I just used, you might say, well, that tastes good together, but I don't want them to touch. So it's weird for me that they are coming together. And like I said, I know on the show that's not really shown much, but outside of the show, Dr. Heavenly speaks like they real cool. And Anila's been on there several times. So I had to know what's going on. So in the past, and this is Dr. Heavenly's energy that I'm channeling. And there's 5 positions, and in the past, the very first one is the past, as it relates to the decision that Dr. Heavenly made, because I feel like it was Dr. Heavenly who was the person who made the decision to befriend Anila. This is her energy, so 7 of Chalice, and it was in reverse, but take a gander. 7 of Chalice is like 7 of Cups, and as I've said previously, this deck that I'm using is So Below by Barbara Moore. Information will be down below in the description box. But this deck, even though it may kind of have the theme of Rider-Waite, which you guys are probably most familiar with, they have sometimes sometimes similar definitions. So just take this ride with me, okay? But the 7 of Chalice is like the 7 of Cups. There's a lot of different options available. What that tells us is that the way I see it, she was looking at all of those friends, the friendship group, okay? Because I'm sure we can't deny that they're split. It seems like it's split to me. So she's looking at all those people to see. This is Dr. Heavenly's energy, you guys. And like I said, she is an executive producer. And we'll get on that when the time comes. We will get on that. She's looking at them. And look, just sipping on that soda. Look, the homegirl sipping on that soda. Just kind of thinking, if I go with this one, then what? If I go with this one, then what? Kind of like in a daydreaming kind of a state of mind. And so then my question, it just begs to ask, is she the only one? Or like, okay, I'm sure she's the only one thinking strategically this way. All right, which friend on the other side should I befriend? However, is she getting feedback from anyone? Is this all a plan, or all a scheme, or a scam, or some mess that Todd set up to come at you with the BS? What is this? So let's dig into it as it was meant to be dug into in the reverse position. Okay, you guys, so here's how it came up. And the main thing is that there's confusion by all of the options. Now, the reason why there's confusion by all of the options is because other people are trying to weigh in on the options available. All right. And also, this card is not really a great card to even, when it comes up, it suggests a lot of things. So whether it's upright or reversed, all right? But even in the upright, it says be weary of some of the options because they are not as they appear, okay? So that's upright. Now, reversed, it's saying they're confused by the options because they're listening to other people as well. So who are those other people? We must ask ourselves. I didn't go all into that. I have just channeled Dr. Heavenly's energy, allegedly. Reminder, as I said, when you see that red bar at the bottom, that applies to every word that I am saying. They are alleged and not to be used as facts. Anyway, so she decided to go with her gut feeling, her intuition, to guide her choice in this matter. All right. So in the past, this represents the past, and she had a choice. Now, her choices are, and let me just say this, all right? Because after doing this reading, I said, okay, this is really, really clear to me. There's two different teams, all right? And just flow with me, all right? Even if you guys don't agree, you can go ahead and drop down in the comments below and say, why you don't agree. But it looks like there's two separate teams. I think we all can agree with that, all right? Maybe not. I don't know. But I feel like there's two separate teams. The captain of those teams is, you have right here, like on the left side of things, and I'm just saying left because it's that's the hand I'm using to illustrate it. I know you guys can't see me, but on the left side we have Dr. Heavenly, and she's weighing in with her team, which is Quad, Dr. Contessa, Dr. Jackie. Then we have on the right side is Toya. Oh, I was getting ready to say Dr. Toya. I know y'all would come and slap me for real. We have on the right side, captain of the team, Toya, and she's weighing in with Dr. Simone. And then here come the fake knots. Lisa Nicole, Carrie. Is there anybody else? Oh, and Aaliyah. Not Aaliyah. Lord forgive me. Anila. All right. She's one of the subjects of this reading. So they are, lines drawn in the sand. I think we all can agree there's two separate teams. We may agree or not agree on who the captains are, but as of right now, I feel like it's Toya battling Dr. Heavenly, or you could see it as Dr. Heavenly battling Toya. They are both, the reason why I came to the decision that they were the captains, they are both the loudest mouths in their camp. Okay, and don't they say the squeaky wheel gets some oil or whatever? Lord, they need to be just drowned in oil. Okay, they are the squeakiest. So in the past, she being Dr. Heavenly, was already trying to decide who to befriend. All right, that's what the cards say. So next position is present. Let's sage out the present. Okay. Also, what I want to say is a little bit more background on the Dr. Heavenly versus Toya energy that I picked up. Dr. Heavenly has mentioned more than once that when she first was brought on the show, she admitted it was by Toya, but she said Toya set her up. She said that on their first get together or gathering for their cameras, she said she called Toya up, and all this is alleged. Look at the red bar on the bottom and leave me alone. She said that Toya set her up. She feels like Toya set her up because they all gathered together for their first taping, for Dr. Heavenly's first taping, and she said that she called Toya and asked her, what should she wear? What should she look like? And she said Toya said everything is fine, just how you normally dress, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And so Dr. Heavenly said she came very dressed down. When she showed up, everybody looked nice. They had on makeup, hair was done, outfits was done, and she looked, these are not her words, I'm paraphrasing, and like I said, alleged, but bad. She said she looked homely and bad, And we all know, now don't play dumb. We all know how she looked when she first crossed our screen, and she does too. She blames Toya for that. And she said that she ended up ending that section of her venting about not liking Toya or whatever by saying, I don't care, it didn't matter anyway because I still ate them up. They came for me, and I still ate them up, and I still was the focus of the scene. All right. She blames her look on that very first time. Okay, get into what I'm saying, the words I'm saying. She blames it on Toya setting her up by telling her that she can come like she regularly normally looks. She didn't have to do anything special. All right. So, I feel like there's some residual, even to bring that up, however many years this is later, because I don't know how long she's been on there. I want to say 6. I'm not sure, but she's been on the show for a while, and you still bring that up. And I mean, she brought it up in 2021. 2021. One of those, one of her YouTube videos or whatever, she talked about it. So it's still some kind of something there that makes her go at Toya. Okay? And I know we all can see she goes at Toya, but I'm telling you some of the background as to that we weren't privy to. Before she said that, I didn't know Toya told her to come like that. Um, and Toya probably thought it was funny. I mean, we can see that Toya probably thought that was funny. Well, Dr. Heavenly didn't think it was funny. And so here we are at the present, represented by the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is unity, harmony, everybody getting along. It's about family. It's a really good, beautiful card. Um, in the present, all right, present time. I'm so excited waiting to see tonight's episode. But even though I know that they've recorded this previous months and stuff, but the thing about it is, um, Dr. Heavenly could have been kind of made up with Toya over that. That would have been something interesting to see play out on camera, right? Hey girl, because we can all also agree that Dr. Heavenly's come a long way from when she first got on there. Hair is better and clothes is better and everything. She's better. We can agree to that. But anyway, so this is how it is upright. It means unity, harmony, everybody getting along, family, friends. Look at them. They had a picnic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting along. Got the little dog there and stuff. But it was in reverse. Let's look at it in reverse. Okay. So the card that represents Dr. Heavenly's feelings in the present about, you know, new friendships forming with Anila. It is one of staying in place out of habit. Okay? So don't get it twisted. This stems um, from her dislike of Toya. All right? So let's not ever get that twisted. All right? So staying in habit. Excuse me, staying in habit. That is not staying in a place out of habit and security. Her security is bucking Toya. Imagine if Toya wasn't on the show. Heavenly feels her spot would be up for review, closer and not secure. Also, the disassembly of Toya's army of soldiers against Dr. Heavenly comes into play. Dr. Heavenly's in survivor mode. Don't let her big mouth shit talking fool you. She doesn't feel as secure in her position as she portrays. All right? Point blank, period. She doesn't feel as secure as she puts out there. And yes, she is an executive producer, and I will get to that. All right? Just have patience with me. I'm going to get to that. Oh, and all things are alleged and not to be used as facts. Here we have the card for the best position, meaning the best to come out of this decision. This is Dr. Heavenly's energy, allegedly. But this is her energy on befriending Anila, all right? And this is what she's thinking as the best of it. Now, this card was in reverse. I told you guys they all were in reverse except for one. This card was in reverse. I'm showing it to you upright. I want to tell you real quick. Upright, this is the Empress. The Empress embodies motherly energy. As you can see in the photo, in the picture, it's very clear. Look at it. This is a mother. She has on an army t-shirt, like goes to war. You know what I'm saying? She's a star player. She has the stars on her bandana. She's already out there cultivating and planting seeds and in the garden. And then her son comes and her son comes and she's bandaging him up. She's multifaceted. She's multitasking. She's doing it all. Okay? She could do it all. She's the Empress. She embodies all of that. All right? And that's the best of it. Those are the basic meanings in the upright. But even though a card turns reverse, we must still understand that those are still the basic energies of the card. All right. So this is a motherly, healing, nurturing, I'm here for you, let me lead you and teach you type of card. So let's look at her energy as it turned it upside down. Let's see what that's all about. So let's get into this. So earlier we already talked about how, with the Seven of Cups, she saw them all as options and was trying to figure out which options to choose. Here we go. We're revisiting the idea that they were options to prey on with motherly energy. All right. That's the best to come of this decision. Who is the best one over there out of all of my options to prey on with motherly, nurturing type of energy? Now, when this card is reversed, it suggests smothering and controlling someone, all right, in the name of quote unquote love or nurturing, all right. I don't see it as love, I see it as job security, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. And it refers to like overly mothering or overly doing something. And like I said, I don't really feel like it's the love. I feel like um, I feel like good intentions are dressed up as, I feel like job security is dressed up as love. I feel like Dr. Heavenly is dressing up her job security as love. This is very strategic, which is why I chose the chess in the background. See, Toya's playing checkers, Dr. Heavenly's playing chess. I said it, and that's my opinion. I said it right here. Tarot spills the tea. Dr. Heavenly is playing chess. Toya's playing checkers. Okay? Point blank, period. I said it. That's my opinion. That's what's going on. This is some well thought out stuff. And Dr. Heavenly's not the only one thinking this way on her team. But right now I'm just focusing on Dr. Heavenly. But Dr. Heavenly's definitely playing chess, okay? Now, recall, and this is just I just want you guys to recall how Dr. Heavenly is dressing this up as, loving and nurturing and like motherly and just advice, meaning you well. Because as we can recall, she's called her dumb. She's called her a puppet. She often says she doesn't know any better. And what I want to know is, now this just cracked me up and I'm throwing this in just because I want to. Does Dr. Heavenly remember in the beginning when Dr. Contessa came on, when Dr. Heavenly kept messing with, and I really want to say effing with, but kept messing with Dr. Contessa and calling her Coon Tessa? That was very offensive to me. Because, you know, that word, the first four letters of what she was saying is very derogatory in and of itself by itself alone. So I really didn't understand where she was coming from with that. And she later said, "Oh, she was just trying to be funny." All your mess ain't funny, Dr. Heavenly. It ain't. It don't be funny. So, and are you a comedian? If you're not a comedian, stop trying to be funny. Anyway, moving right along. But I like you though. I like her to a certain extent. I didn't like that Dr. Contessa mess. All right. But does she remember when Dr. Contessa put her in her place in a nice, nasty way when they were on some kind of vacation trip that I think Dr. Jackie organized, and Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone came in there. They made Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly be roomies in a room, and I think we all were holding our breath. And they came in and check on them, and Dr. Contessa was on her laptop doing work, and Dr. Heavenly had been messing with her all that night before or whatever, and all that whole entire time. And one of them had said that they were, and when I say one of them, either Dr. Simone or Dr. Jackie, I can't remember which one, but one of the doctors had told Contessa, you're doing really good. I'm surprised that, Dr. Heavenly is still alive. You haven't done nothing to her. And Dr. Contessa gave the most best answer that I've heard on this show so far as it pertains to Dr. Heavenly. She said, well, she said, I learned when someone has a mental illness, you don't really, mess with them. You don't really go in on them. You don't hold them to the same standard when they have a mental illness. And, judging by the way she acts and what she says, she must have a mental illness. Baby, when I tell you, I couldn't catch my breath because I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard. As I think we all did. I think even Dr. Heavenly, after her shock, she said, "What?" And after her shock, she even laughed. And I believe that's when they got along, because she was like, okay. Like, I F's with you. I F's with you. And it's so funny because that is how I am. That's the type of personality in that moment. That's the type of person that I have. I wouldn't be playing with Scott, okay? But Dr. Content, that's a whole different thing. But in that moment, that's how I am, and that's how I would handle someone who obviously something's not right with you, because Dr. Contessa had told her so many times this is what it is. Now, I am happy to see that they get along now, and a lot of times that's what has to happen when you have someone who is coming at you thinking that you're an easy target. Come on. You've got to, you don't have to react every single time they do something, but eventually you got to put them in their place. And in that moment, you're going to either get along or you won't, but you'll get an understanding. And I'm so happy to see that they got an understanding and they get along. But is that what's going to come of Dr. Heavenly and Anila, because she keeps coming after her, calling her a puppet. She's called her dumb. She says she don't know no better. And that's what she's doing. And then she's trying to disguise it. This card right here is Heavenly's energy feeling like, yeah, I'm saying all of this, but I hope that they see that me being friends with her or being chummy with her is me trying to help her. She's pretending and dressing it up like she's trying to help her. Is she trying to help her? But that's the best of it. She wants us to believe that she's trying to help her, that that's helpful energy. And she's trying to cover it up by saying, yeah, I said all of that, but now I'm going to help her because obviously she needs help. Let's keep going, because the next position is the worst. So let's uncover the worst. Okay, real quick. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the old school style that you're used to. Alright, I don't even know if that was exactly the lyrics, but what I want to say is, can you guys please, I'm just a little startup channel. If you like what you hear, go ahead and click like. And if you want more tarot spills the tea, click subscribe. All right. And I'm going to thank you for your support right now. Go ahead, hit pause, click like, click subscribe. I'm going to keep doing this. Although I do other tarot readings, but I'm going to keep this section open as long as I see that you guys like it and that you're responding to it, which means I need you to click like and subscribe in order to see and know whether or not I need to keep doing this. All right. So let's continue. Okay, you guys. So Six of Pentacles. It was also reversed. Real quick, I'm just going to tell you, look at this photo, and what this represents upright is charity. Okay? And also, I want you guys to remember what I said earlier, that even though a card is in reverse, it still carries that same energy, just in a lesser form. Okay? So, let's dive into the Six of Pentacles and the charity, and that being in the worst position. What's up with that? Basically, bottom line, see, when the Six of Pentacles are turned upright and it's in its form of charity, quote unquote, it's supposed to be sincere. This was in the reverse. So the worst that Dr. Heavenly's energy is putting out would be for everyone to know that she was faking it. That she's faking it. That she's faking it. And that it's strategic and that she's playing chess. And it goes beyond that, because she's playing chess because she, even though she acts like she doesn't care, like, you know, she got all this property, all these businesses, all this money, there's something under there to where she needs it. She needs this paycheck. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say she needs people to like her, okay? Because some people need people to like them. That's not what I am saying. And all this is alleged, and not to be used as facts. Look at the red bar on the bottom, for entertainment purposes only. And every single word is alleged and not to be used as facts. This is my opinion. And opinions are like holes in the buttocks. Everyone has one. So, she needs the money from this show. So she's not trying to jeopardize that. It ain't that she needs everybody to like her, but when you're doing these moves, these chess moves in the background, the worst for her would be to be exposed as doing these moves in the background, and you really don't give a F about nobody. Okay? From the rooter all the way down to the tutor. That is the worst. That she really doesn't give an F about anyone. That all she cares about is that chick. That's her worst. And when I say anyone, I mean her whole entire team. I mean Dr. Jackie, Dr. Contessa, Quad. She don't give an F about any of them. Allegedly, in my opinion, which I'm allowed to have one. That's her worst. That's her worst. Digging in all the way deep into this reading, on surfaces, yeah, her worst is she doesn't want anyone to know that she's, pretending to have like this nurturing kind of giving advice, motherly kind of a thing with Anila because Anila needs help and all, and Anila don't know no better. All this mess she done said, called her dumb and called her puppet, called her all kind of mess, and now she's trying to pretend like, oh, I'm just helping her. No, you're not. No, you are not, Dr. Heavenly. Now, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you are not. You're trying to secure your check, but you're playing chess. Dr. Simone's trying to secure her check too, but Dr. Simone playing checkers. She playing checkers. Um, and like I said, go check out. And the reason why I know she playing checkers, check out my reading on her. So that's the worst, is for Dr. Heavenly to be discovered on this, the level of the game and how serious it actually is for her for this check. I don't care what she says. The cards are the cards are the cards. Okay. So next up is what's to come. Let's look at what's to come. What's to come is out here represented by one of chalice, which you can view it as the Ace of Cups. So normally that means new beginning in love. Love can be translated to, and it's like a love and relationships. And relationships are friendships. There's all kind of relationships. I'm not getting ready to list them, but like new beginning in love, like, and it's usually beautiful and blossoming relationships. And as you guys can remember, this question originally is, what's the real reason why Dr. Heavenly is being chummy with Anila? What's the real reason behind trying to be her friend? That's what we're getting to the bottom of right here and right now. What's to come? The card is Ace of Cups. Normally, it's beautiful. It's a blossoming relationship with sincere love, genuine love. But it was in reverse. It was in reverse. It was in reverse. So let's look at it in reverse. Okay, what's to come? Ace of Cups in reverse. A new friendship doesn't live up to its expectations. So, what are the expectations? And here's the thing, something changed, you guys. So, perhaps, Dr. Heavenly thought at some place, somewhere, which we haven't seen yet, but maybe it'll play out that maybe she does think that she can form a good friendship, a sincere, for real friendship outside of the show with her, Anila, and then she's disappointed. Okay? And it doesn't live up to whatever Dr. Heavenly's expectations were. Because this is Dr. Heavenly's energy. Okay? So we already know, because I already was feeling like, oh, this ain't going to be whatever Anila think it's going to be. It ain't, girl. It ain't, girl. But this is not, I didn't channel Anila's energy. I channeled Dr. Heavenly's energy. So Dr. Heavenly ends up being disappointed on some type of level between their friendship. All right? That's what's to come. And it catapults Dr. Heavenly to go into her intuition to in order to try to bring more flow, because the cup, when the cup is turned over, The water is flowing out of it. So Dr. Heavenly's going to try to figure out how to put water in it. That's what's to come. Now, whether or not that plays out on the show, I don't know. But that's what's to come of their friendship. It doesn't live up to its expectations, and and maybe Anila finds out that it's not living up to her expectations, but I don't think it's going to live up to either one of their expectations, because it doesn't seem like it was based on a solid foundation. Okay? This is, Anila doesn't seem to understand that Dr. Heavenly's playing chess. She's, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. No matter what they say, because I was getting ready to call them both queens, Dr. Heavenly sees herself as the king in this gang of married to medicine wives, married to the medicine wives, and Toya sees herself as a king as well. So it's like the kings are facing off, and they have their army behind them. And so, if you guys know how to play chess, you get rid of pieces, and you know what I'm saying? It's war. That's what the game of chess is. And so, and I did say earlier, and I still stick by it, Dr. Heavenly's playing chess, and Toya, bless her heart, bless it, she's playing checkers. And I used to kind of like Toya a little bit until she told her husband to go get a biscuit. Until she told her husband, to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth. When she told Dr. Eugene to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth, I did not like that. I did not like that. I am not a submissive woman, and I am a strong woman, but I still would respect my husband and not tell him on national television to shut up and put a biscuit in your mouth. What kind of, you could have just asked him to hush for just a second. How did you jump from hush for just a second to shut up and put a biscuit in your mouth? What the hell? How you, man? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't care if biscuits is his favorite thing to eat. You don't sit up here and tell that man, not only, just, it was all wrong. It was all wrong. It was all wrong. Don't fuss. When you're in a relationship, don't fuss in public, and you certainly don't, okay, just, And I know this is reality TV, but she told her husband to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth. Where'd a biscuit come from? You could have just asked him to be quiet. Why he gotta put a biscuit? Was there biscuits on the table? I don't think so. I don't even think it was biscuits on the table. They was in Mexico. Mexico is not known for biscuits. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know I went off a little bit. Let me go back. But I forgot how I even got on. Oh, because I used to kind of like Toya a little bit, have a little respect for her, till she told Dr. Eugene to shut up and put a biscuit in his mouth. Lord, girl, put a biscuit in your mouth. Okay, anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. Dr. Heavenly, what's to come? The new friendship doesn't live up to its expectations. So, makes us kind of wonder what's going on right there, because what does she expect? So it also kind of begs the question, like, did Anila go back to Toya? As long as Toya don't tell her to shut up and put a biscuit in her mouth, then maybe they could be cool, because apparently they got along before, so that means that there's a base there. You know what I'm saying? There's some kind of commonality there. All right. So for all we know, either at the end of this season or next season or on the reunion, I was gonna say I kind of doubt it would be on the reunion, because Dr. Heavenly, with her big mouth, she would have said it already. But next season when they come back, Anila and Toya with a biscuit in her mouth could be best friends, you know, because they had something there in the first place in order for her to bring her on. But something happens, and this is what's to come. So obviously we're not gonna see it right now, but the friendship doesn't live up to the expectations that Dr. Heavenly has. And I can imagine Dr. Heavenly saying, "Don't talk to Toya at all." I felt like calling Toya the biscuit. Don't talk to the biscuit at all. No more. Don't talk to the biscuit. Don't talk to the biscuit. Allegedly biscuit. Don't talk to the biscuit no more. You shouldn't talk to the biscuit no more. You now, your eyes are open, you're free. Don't talk to the biscuit no more. If you talk to the biscuit, I can't trust you. That's some stuff that Dr. Heavenly would say. If you go back and talk to that biscuit, then I cannot trust you any longer. And so you're kicked out the circle. You and that biscuit go be happy. Don't talk to the biscuit. So I can imagine her saying that. But something Anila's gonna do that's gonna make Dr. Heavenly feel like, yeah, this is not what I expected, so I'm cutting you off. Now, here's the bonus card coming up, and it is the energy influence behind these cards showing up. Let's dive into that. All right, and here we are at the energy influence for it all. I like to call this the energy snapshot card. It's an energy snapshot. Everyone knows what a snapshot is. And here it is. The energy snapshot is 10 of Wands. All right. So, in the Rider-Waite deck, the image is that of a man who is holding 10 huge, long, thick rods and trying to move them. And in this deck, it's more of a modern figure. It's a woman, and you can see it. She has a lot. She's carrying a lot, got a lot in her hand, got a lot going on. She's trying to get in the door. Trying to get in the door. And she's got a lot going on. Got a lot of stuff. Look at the image. I'm all about imagery, okay? She's trying to get in the door. She's got a lot going on. This energy is of Dr. Heavenly Kinds, and she's trying to get in the door. And this is the energy behind the cards that came out, the energy behind befriending Anila, bless her heart, the energy behind trying to appear as being motherly to her, but she's really not wanting us, as in the audience, the crowd, the people seeing, not want us to see her true self, which is you're not trying to offer her advice, you're not, she doesn't want us to see her for who she really is and or what's really going on. And there's some money issues going on. I don't give a F the big stuff she talks about. And yes, in case anybody wants to get in the comments and say, you ain't got no money, and she got some money, she got more money than you, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. I just speak about the cards, so get into it. The point is that she's doing this for money. I don't know why. I ain't her best friend, okay? But yes, she has nice property, big property. Yes, we see that. She got multiple businesses. Yes, we see that. Um, it looks very successful. I'm not doubting that she's a successful person. All I can tell you guys is what the cards are saying and the energy behind it is that she's hanging on to this show for money purposes. Now, there's a couple of things we're going to talk about with this being her energy influence. Um, As an executive producer, she carries a large burden. And let me say this, let me remind you guys right now, for entertainment purposes only, and every single word is alleged and not to be used as facts. That's what's going on. Listen, she is an executive producer. When I first heard that she was an executive producer, was listening to her talk and review her show, right? And she said in it, and she was doing a dig at Mariah. And she was like, I'm a producer myself. And ain't nobody gonna fool me out of my position. So I don't know how she got fooled out of her position, because I'm a executive producer myself. Okay, and we're talking about Married to Medicine. That's what she was talking about. She was doing a Married to Medicine review. And I'm watching and I'm listening. And she's dissing Mariah. Alright? So I took all of that in as, okay, girl. And then I was kind of thinking, well, that's kind of suspect and a little shady. But, okay, so as soon as Mariah out, you move in? What is this? That's just what I was thinking. You know, just little thoughts in my head. So, right before I do... Now, that's what she left me with. And anyone else who was watching that, that's the impression we got. So right before I was going into this reading, I go look just to make sure, you know, do my facts and stuff, fact checking. She is an executive producer. That's no lie. She's an executive producer. She is. You can see it on IMDb. Heavenly Kimes is an executive producer for a TV movie in 2020. I'm not going to say the name of the movie because I haven't watched the movie. I don't know if it's good. I'm not a part of that movie. But, yeah, she is. She is, in fact, an executive producer. She's listed as an executive producer. Those are facts. But the way she presented it, though, girl, you just as bad as the biscuit. You might as well be a biscuit. Put a biscuit in your mouth. Put a biscuit in your mouth. Put a biscuit in your mouth. What? Why would you do that? But I'm not an executive producer at all. So I don't have background on how you can compare, you know. She was talking mess about Mariah and saying, I'm an executive producer and blah, 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 blah. And they couldn't do that to me. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. But she is an executive producer. And we can't take that from her. We cannot take that from her. I'm not trying to take that from her. It's just that I don't like how she tricked me. She fooled me. She did not say I'm an executive producer of a... And at the time she said it, I don't even know if this TV movie was made. Get into it. Put a biscuit in your mouth. Anyway, I think I'm probably gonna say that. Put a biscuit in your mouth. Anyway, so she is an executive producer. So here's the thing, okay? Let me just say this real quick before I even go any further. I think the way she set all that up to make us believe that she was like an executive producer and comparing herself to Mariah as if she was an executive producer on this show, like leaving it open for us to believe that, I believe she wants to be. And I believe she probably tried it. because her TV movie only came out in 2020, which was last year. So she probably tried it, and they probably said, well, what experience do you have? You know, you only good for giving dental care, and so not anything with executive producing, nothing but fillings and bridges, and you know what I'm saying? And so then she thought, let me go ahead and make this and get this under my belt. Okay? So I can put this on my resume. My what? Resume. All right? So she did that, and so she could put it on her resume because she's all about business. She's playing chess. She's playing chess. She's playing chess, you guys, without biscuits in her mouth. She has no biscuits in her mouth. Toya is not putting biscuits in Dr. Heavenly's mouth. She's not doing that. Dr. Heavenly will not accept a biscuit from. Oh, I was getting ready to say Dr. Toya. Well, I keep wanting to say she's the doctor of closets, doctor of fashions, doctor of tennis, doctor of uninvited guests. Drop down in the comments and tell me what Toya is the doctor of. She's the doctor of biscuits. Put a biscuit in your mouth. That is all I will remember her by. But anyway, I don't think she can put a biscuit in Dr. Heavenly's mouth. Alright. But the energy influence, back to the energy influence. That just took me all the way out. When she said, hush and put a biscuit in your mouth. Girl, that's your husband? And I'm saying husband like the way Phaedra used to say it, husband. And I ain't a fan of none of them, but goddamn, like girl, that's your husband. You telling him on national television to hush and put a biscuit in his mouth? A biscuit? God dang. Yeah, I don't know what could have been better. Well, it could have been better just to not say that. And then you wonder why Contessa said he's the epitome of blah blah blah. Like, oh, goodness, Lord Jesus. That was just a lot. And it was just very unfortunate for Dr. Eugene. But then I saw him be messy this season. I was like, ooh, put a biscuit in your mouth. Back to Dr. Heavenly. But she's an executive producer. She very much is one. She's listed as one. If you look up her name, she is an executive producer. And I think she did that because she came to Bravo and said, hey, let me go ahead and get on this. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say this and I'm calling it now. I don't think she wants to do that for the rest of her life. I think she'd rather make money from it. And I'm sure when she approached them about being a producer, like first of all, okay, don't like to say the H word. The H word is hate. I don't like to say that, but she has so much, she despised, what's her name, Mariah so much to where I'm sure she thought and wanted to and planned to step in and in those shoes or whatever. And Bravo was like, nope, ma'am, nope, ma'am. You know, you ain't got what kind of skills, like what kind of, what you got. Now I don't know if Mariah had skills or whatever in order for her to be listed as a producer. I don't know, and feel free to drop down in the comments and just spill all the tea, because this is tarot spills the tea. But what I'm saying is, I feel like she came to Bravo and was like, I'll fill those shoes of Mariah being the producer, and I'll run the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the mess. Because she is running it with the mess. She's running it by way of mess, you guys. We can see that. And I think they said, no, you ain't got no experiences. And I think she just did this movie. It's 2020, 2020, 2020. Recent. Last year. This ain't like it's something. This is not like she has a catalog of being an executive producer. She has the title of being executive producer. First show on IMBD. Or no, wait, let me get this right now. Although you see that bar. But IMDB. Alright? She's executive producer. Now, she said it. But the way she said it was misleading. Dr. Heavenly Crimes, why would you do that? She compared herself. She said she was an executive producer and followed it with comparison to her and Mariah. We all know that Mariah says that she was a producer of Married to Medicine. So, of course, we would assume that. Dr. Heavenly, why would you do that? But, of course, you're playing chess, right? That's why we're looking at these chess pieces. You playing chess. So you didn't expect anybody to look you up and see exactly where you executive produced at. Well, I did. And it was a TV movie. I'm not dissing it. I'm not dissing it, sweetie. But you should be like 100% like honest, though. And I never heard of that movie. I don't know where it played. I ain't got no. All I know is it was a TV movie. And she is listed as Heavenly Crimes executive producer. Now, with that being said, with her being an executive producer, she has a lot on her plate. Especially with having a motive for that. I don't know if that movie did good or not. Like, when it's a TV movie, I don't know how to measure it. Drop in the comments below if you know how to measure whether or not a TV movie did good. Like, I know how they do, we all know how they do with regular movies and theaters. I know, but a TV movie, I don't know how. I have no idea how to measure TV movies doing good or not. And it didn't show, honey. When I looked her up, it didn't say nothing about a smash hit TV movie, So I don't know. I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating what I saw, what I read on IMDb. Executive producer of a TV movie in 2020. Nothing wrong with that. But I think she's doing that to prepare to try to be the producer, get her titles, because she don't like Mariah for some reason. Now, here's the thing, and that leads me to the next thing. I did some clarification cards in the background, and it showed me that she wants to be, and this just confirms, the seat, that chair, it's an empty chair, and she wants to sit in it. Mariah had that chair of, I guess, okay. Don't nobody try to get upset with me, because I'm not a big Mariah fan. To be honest, I'm not a Mariah fan at all. But I gotta say it how it is. Mariah Hook, allegedly, she had a seat at the table. Do you hear what I'm saying? Mariah Hook had a seat at the table. In the beginning, anyway. Alright? And Mariah was a force to be reckoned with. Okay? Whether we like her or not, we can't deny that. When I did this clarifying background chords, honey, they showed me that there's an empty seat. And this is channeling Dr. Heavenly's energy. She sees it as an empty seat. And this goes with what I am saying right now. She wants to fill that seat. I think she thought she should have been in it already. But she's not. She's not in it. And she's scrambling. Just like this lady is scrambling, trying to find her keys. Trying to shine light. She got a lot going on. Got a lot of bags. Got a lot of burdens. Got a lot of stuff going on right now. But trying to find her way to that seat. And it's two things for sure. She wants to be in the seat that she feels like let me be specific, because I have no problem being specific, and let me also say allegedly. Dr. Heavenly wants to be in the seat that she feels like Mariah left open. She wants to be in that seat. She feels like that seat is open. And I really, to be honest, I'm not really a Mariah fan, but when the card came up, I said, "Oh, that seat is open." Because Mariah had, queened herself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it is open because nobody's the queen of that show. And I'm not saying Mariah was the queen of the show. It's just no one filled it. No one filled her shoes or stepped in her shoes. And so this seat is open, which is what my cards are saying. That Heavenly sees that seat as being open, and it is. It is. Me, still not being a Mariah fan, can see that seat is open. I felt like that was obnoxious. That was annoying, but it is open. And she wants to be in it. Now, I ain't saying she wants to be Mariah. Don't get it twisted. But the seat is open. All right? Now, she wants to be in that seat. So she's doing what she needs to do to be in that seat. Why is it that she was on there since, I think IMB says that she was there. It's been a while. I want to say 6 years she's been on Married to Medicine. What's her name? Shoot. What's her name? Heavenly. But 2020 is when you become executive producer. That's when you can put that on your resume. That's when you have that as a title. 2020. You're trying to fill that seat. You tried it. You went in there. You went into their office. You said, "I can do it." They said, "Well, you need this, this, this. You ain't got this, this, this is this." And she's building up her resume. That's what the cards say. So she can now put executive producer on her resume. You guys go look her up. Check out the movie. Give her some likes. Well, first, give me some likes and views. Or not views, but give me some likes and subscribes. But Heavenly has in her mind to fill that seat. To fill that seat. It would be wrong of me to say trying to take Mariah's place. No one can take anyone's place. She's not trying to take her place, but she sees it as an empty seat that no one is sitting in right now. And I think we all can agree no one's sitting in it right now. The seat that Mariah had. And Dr. Heavenly is trying to do that, which is why she's an executive producer. And she is. She's an executive producer. She is. We can't take that away from her. Now also, I am seeing that part of the reason why her friendship is going to end up ending with Anila is she's afraid of her telling her business. I don't know what business that is, but it's some business. Which also reminded me of Toya, which I will call affectionately Biscuit. Put a biscuit in your mouth. Toya sitting up here, or Biscuit, saying that Anila was talking about her. I don't know if we're going to see it on play out or not, and it don't matter. But what I'm telling you is that the cards say that Heavenly had to end it because of, like, I don't know if it's insecurity. They're saying insecurity, and when I say they angels, they're telling me like insecurity spirits, like insecurity that um Anila would tell her business. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from. I'm just telling you what it is and what I'm getting from it. So that is what it all the way is. Now this energy influence, just to wrap it up, it is Ten of Wands. She feels not heavenly, heavily burdened. That's the energy of Ten of Wands. And she's doing all of this out of that energy, from that energy. And what it is a drive within her to go against Biscuit. Now I know who Biscuit is. It's a drive within Heavenly to as if Biscuit is her foe, because that's her security for staying on the what show. That's her security. So can you guys imagine, for those of you who are listening and those of you who may not understand or believe, just imagine taking Toya completely out. What would Heavenly talk about? What would she do? Tell me in the comments. What would she do? What would she talk about? If Toya, like, if Biscuit got a life somewhere else, paid attention to her kids or whatever. I don't know. You know. What would Dr. Heavenly, what would be her new focus? Because Biscuit would take Carrie and Lisa with her. So what would it be? I don't know. I have no idea. If Biscuit was gone, what would it be? So she's burdened with a lot. She's burdened with it's that type of thing where she wants her to stay, but not do too good now. You can't get too many, you know. And the reason why Heavenly ain't worried about the Carries and the Lisa and Simone, which first of all, she was worried about Simone. She did try to, just to remind y'all, in the very beginning, she did try to be Simone's friend in the beginning. All right, and that is what it is. Now then, she set her eyes on Anila in real life, because I don't think it's really playing on the show. But I watch her, you know, YouTube recaps and stuff, and Anila been on there twice, if not more. Okay, so her sights are set on Anila, and Anila is also a regular cast member. She ain't worried about the Lisas and the Carries. However, in tonight's or last night's, depending on when this gets uploaded, apparently I looked at the synopsis, and Anila gonna get into it with Miss Lisa or something. And as we know, as I just said, Dr. Heavenly is an executive producer. She brags about it, talks about it all the time. She says she knows how to make a show work. She says she knows how to make a show interesting. Even Dr. Simone has told her little flunkies, Biscuit, and all the rest of them, Dr. Heavenly keeps the show interesting, you know, and basically they see her as a nemesis, and she keeps it interesting. All right, call it whatever you want. The point is, like, if she wasn't on there, who are the two that needs to be on there to make the show interesting? I'll wait. Dr. Heavenly and Biscuit. Isn't that all we're talking about? Dr. Heavenly and Biscuit. Now, Dr. Heavenly is an executive producer. She always brags about knowing how to make a show work. She says she's doing her job. And then tonight I looked at the synopsis. It is supposed to be Anila, Anila, going exposing bad business practices of Lisa Nicole. Where have we heard that before already? Now I'm gonna stop talking about that because that show is not played yet, so I don't know how that's gonna play out, and I didn't do cards on that. But I'm just saying what I read in the synopsis. Anila goes after Lisa Nicole. Am I surprised? No, because her new friend is Dr. Heavenly behind the scenes, and Heavenly is an executive producer. Heavenly always talks about she knows how to make a show work, so I'm not surprised. But let me get off of this video so I can watch it just like you guys are watching it, and we'll see what happens. Because it is what it is now. And I told you guys what it is. The cards. The cards told you guys what it is. Now, what this is a magnet that I have for sale. Only $4. And that includes shipping and handling. The size is 5 by 4. Pretty big magnet. Alright. Very encouraging. It says God's promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. These are Bible verses, and some are my own quotes, and they are placed on top of my walk and meditation photographs that I take. You can find them at www.unapologeticallysage.com. Click on the Unsay Merch Store tab, and you can find a variety of magnets there. Please go there to support me. I really would appreciate it. And also, the imagery is awesome when you actually receive it and see it. What you're looking at right now on your screen, it can't do it justice. But go to unapologeticallysage.com and click on Unsay Merch Store. You can find a link below in the description box. Thank you so much for your support. I do ask that you click like so my channel can grow, because it's a itty bitty baby right now. So please click like so that my channel can grow, and click subscribe so my channel can grow. Alright, I will continue depending on my responses, you guys. Depending on the response of Tarot Spills the Tea. Depending on that response, I'll give you more and more and more. But, I gotta sit back and see, because my channel originally is just for giving readings. Just tarot readings without spilling the tea on folks' business. But if you guys show me that you like it and you want more of it, I will give you more of it, alright? Without a problem. While still doing my normal, regular readings. Because I'm never going to stop that. But this is something that I am just dipping my toe in. As they can say, dip your toe in the water. That's what I'm doing. So you've got to show me whether or not you want more. The only way that you can do that I can think of is by clicking like and subscribe. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you back here real soon.